Please join me for Ask the Good Doctor, live today and every Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 noon Central Standard Time, and 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bring your questions.
Hi there. Good afternoon, and it's Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Welcome to Ask the Good Doctor. We are here to help you attain, maintain, and reclaim your perfect health. Drop your questions down below, like, comment, subscribe, and share. You are not going to want to miss one moment of this. We had an awesome visit or interview with Dr. Blanche Grube last week, and we are going to continue that this week with another topic. She is a biological dentist, a holistic dentist, if you will, and she is outstanding. The author of this book, Chew on This But Don't Swallow, a must read before your next dental visit, and she is one of our good doctors. Welcome back, Dr. Blanche.
Thank you. It's so good to be here. It really is. I love talking with you.
Oh, likewise. I do. I promise you this is part for my own personal edification, but it's okay. All right.
That's okay.
Today, we want to embark upon something and share with you all about the Tooth Meridian Chart. And Dr. Blanche is going to tell us all about it. But first, I want to tell you this story, Dr. Blanche. I was at my dentist, and I was asking the hygienist if she knew what of the Tooth Meridian Chart. And she said she had never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Can you tell us what the Tooth Meridian Chart, and why isn't someone who works in a dental office aware of what a Tooth Meridian Chart is?
Well, we still have two methods of healing and health concerns in this country. I mean, up until President Nixon, we only had one, and it was called Western medicine, or conventional Western medicine, which really began in Europe only a few hundred years ago. But in China and in Asia, they began looking at the energy fields of the body. They started studying energy fields and what people call acupuncture meridians over 6,000 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we have a little bit of an attitude problem in the United States, that if something is old and comes from another country, it's no good. Bad attitude. Bad attitude. Because if the emperor of China wanted to have the best acupuncture meridian doctor working on him, there had to be a reason.
It's true.
It had to have worked for many, many hundreds of generations of people for them to continue doing it. They're not stupid people, not at all.
The truth. Isn't that the truth?
And so they started this over 6,000 years ago. It wasn't until President Nixon went to China with his own crew of staff supporters, and one of his staff people had an appendicitis attack in China. And so they rushed him to the hospital, and they took out his appendix with no general sedation, no general anesthesia, no pain medication.
Really?
The whole procedure was done with acupuncture and his post-treatment recovery was also done with acupuncture. And
Uh-huh.
President Nixon at that point said, we need to bring this to the United States. And it
Ah,
was shortly after that visit that he declared his war on cancer. Unfortunately, the war on cancer fell on deaf ears, and
mm,
we haven't won that war yet either. So the Chinese have known about the meridian systems of the body for many, many years,
true.
over 6,000 years. So they know, for instance, that the heart meridian starts at the pinky, right here in the corner where your nail
Yep.
comes to the skin. And it runs up the arm, circles around the heart, comes up here, circles around the wisdom tooth, drops off its energy and picks up the wisdom tooth energy, comes back to the heart, and then comes down the arm. And this cloud, if you will, this cloud of energy is continuous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there are probably 24 major meridians, 24 minor meridians, who knows how many hundreds of even smaller meridians that they've discovered over the years that are constantly running around our body. And Western medicine for many years has ignored this
Yes.
and still tends to ignore it a little bit. So here's the interesting part. What we've learned since Eastern medicine has come now to the United States, and many dentists have actually gone to China and have studied this, what we learned was that, lo and behold, every single meridian that the Chinese had mapped out 6,000 years ago, every meridian runs through a tooth.
Yes, it does.
Yep, which
Yes,
means
it
that
does.
every tooth has its own energy that runs to an organ.
Yes.
So you could have a toothache, but that's not really the problem. The real problem, the source of the problem could be that you're just constipated. You've been eating so much junk and white flour that you haven't had a bowel movement in 2 days. And
Oh,
now
but
all of a
doctors are saying,
sudden,
let's
yeah,
pause right there because
okay.
doctors are telling patients that is quite okay. And
Yeah,
I say to every patient of mine, if your doctor is saying to you, it is okay that you do not have a bowel movement every couple few days, find yourself a new doctor.
run
And
like a
I
bunny,
run, Forrest, run. And I
run,
agree with that wholeheartedly. I want to
run like
jump.
a bunny.
I
Yeah,
want to jump both feet into this Tooth Meridian Chart
right.
because I want people to see about, first of all, how the teeth are numbered, Dr. Blanche,
Right.
right?
Yes. Well, they're numbered differently in different parts of the world. In the
Okay.
United States, yes, in the United States and in Canada and Mexico, no, not Mexico, Canada and the United States, the teeth are numbered. Number one is your wisdom tooth on the upper right side. And it travels number one, number two, number three, all the way to number 8, which is your front tooth on the
Okay.
right side. Then
All
we
right.
swing to the left side of the body, and it's number 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to tooth number 16.
There you are.
Then you go downstairs. That's the expression I like to use. Go downstairs to number 17 is your wisdom tooth on the lower left side.
Uh-huh.
It comes around to number 24 in the front. Let's skip to the right side of the body. That's tooth number 25. And we run all the way back to 32. So in
There we are.
Western medicine, you have 32 teeth. It's a little different in Europe. In
Okay.
Europe, they divide the mouth into 4 different sections. So
Well,
this is section.
let's just work on this chart because
Okay.
this is a lot for people to grapple with in the
Mhm.
first place. And
Right.
I'd like to come to just a foundational understanding today. One
Very
thing
good.
that I know, I've heard Dr. Fred Burton, who's the doctor I studied with, the medical
Mhm.
doctor who's an alternative therapy doctor, he always says that tooth number 19 is the most widely troubled tooth in the mouth, in the body. Would you agree?
Along with tooth number 30, its partner on the other side.
Ah,
Yes.
yes. Okay, so let's go to tooth number 19 and let's see what it governs here.
Okay, let's do
There
it.
you are,
Oh, isn't that
the
beautiful?
first molar.
The wonders of technology. It
Isn't
is
this
your
great?
first molar, or your largest tooth in the head is your first molar on the lower left. And that tooth comes up relatively early. At the age of 6, that first molar comes up and it has a different name. In a child, it's called the 6-year molar. How ingenious is that? It's the
Wow.
6-year molar because it comes up at the age of 6.
Okay.
Okay. And that tooth is directly attached to the large intestines on the patient's left side.
There you are.
There you go. Now, it's not that the meridian energy only goes to the large intestines. No, it goes to many different parts of the body.
True.
Some of the meridian frequencies are stronger than others. So even though
Yes.
it goes to other organs, the major strength of that tooth energy goes to the large intestines.
Tooth number 19. And
Right.
its gland is the pituitary gland and the things that are affected in the spine.
Correct.
I,
So you have energy
I
going to different sections of the vertebrae in the spinal column, and
it's
then that can affect the organs that they go to.
unreal. And here are some of the conditions that when tooth number 19 is troubled. So let's say there's a cavity that if there's a cavity in this tooth, what do you suggest for the person with a cavity, Dr. Blanche?
Oh, the sooner you get it cleaned out, the better.
So when you say cleaned out, what does that mean?
In other words, scoop out all of the mush, the decay, the part that's rotten. Because there are people out there who are saying, "Oh, I've come up with this solution and I can remineralize my teeth and get rid of decay." I'm sorry, I hate to be the skeptic, but I haven't seen it. I have not yet seen anybody be able to clean up decay in a tooth and put new dentin and new enamel. Even fake dentin and fake enamel. I don't care. I've never been able to see anybody do that. So if tooth number 19 has a cavity in it, and part of that means that the inside of the tooth is rotten.
Right.
It is mush. It is rotted away.
Now I have switched over here to tooth number 30. And if you all see, that is like Dr. Blanche says, that is the immediate companion.
Right.
So Dr. Blanche, are we one for one, the companions on all sides?
Yes, pretty much. There are few little differences, but pretty much you're matching your right side to the left side, and the meridians on one side of your body are used to strengthen the meridians on the opposite side.
Okay, so I'm just going to randomly go to number 24. That's my birthday.
Okay, let's go to tooth number 24. That's your front central incisor.
Okay.
So this is the tooth that is most likely to get banged when somebody is playing basketball and somebody else's elbow just happens to hit them in the mouth, or they're playing football, or they're playing hockey. God forbid.
Yes.
You get hit with a hockey puck. The 24 and 25 are the two front teeth that are going to get hit the most. And those teeth go directly to the sexual organs. Is that the only place they go? No.
Yes.
There are other organs also, but their strongest energy is to the sexual organs. So that would be the ovaries and uterus in a woman, and it would be the testes and penis in a man.
Look at that. Okay, let's try tooth number 12.
Okay, tooth number 12. It is your upper left first bicuspid. And take a look at what organs that goes to.
Oh my gosh.
Very, very important. It goes to the pancreas. It goes to the stomach. It should no, it's the second bicuspid that goes to the breast. Let's go to tooth number 13 if you can.
Sure, of course. There we are. And the duodenum.
There we go. Yes. So all of these organs are affected by decay in the teeth. And the reverse is true. The teeth are affected by the decay in the organs. You see, we just don't see.
Isn't that something? Wait, no. I think I have to get back to you right now because this is out. Okay, Chris, I have to find my way, and I don't think I can get out of this. I guess I can close this out, and we'll see. Okay. Here we are.
Here we are.
I did it.
Right.
I'm so proud of myself. I think that this is utterly fascinating. And Dr. Burton always says that if you really want to get to the root cause of something, look in the mouth.
Look in the mouth, but if you want the real cause, look at the diet.
That's what I use.
Yeah,
That's
that's even more important, because looking in the mouth, it kind of shows you who's suffering as a result of the diet. It's always the diet.
Here's
You
what
know?
I notice is that the story that's being told to me
Mm-hmm.
is confirmed when I do things like reflexology, touching those
Right.
meridians. It's
Right.
confirmed when I look in the mouth, and
Correct.
or when I'm told about how many root canals and where they're located.
Correct.
And so it confirms the story, and then the nutrition also confirms the story. So
Correct.
basically what we can do is reasonably deduce
Mm-hmm.
what can transpire, or how it transpires in the body, and how to reverse that so that you can start to heal.
Correct. So especially when I have young people in the chair and they have cavities,
Mhm.
I really make a point of letting them know, please, please, please do not think that your teeth are the only part of your body that is decaying, that is turning to mush. The
Yes.
only difference is that teeth are different from the rest of the body. If one of my cells in my intestines turns to mush, it can easily slough off, because we replace
Me
the whole
too.
first lining of our intestines in 24 hours. It's gone.
Mhm.
It can easily slough off, and I can replace that with a healthy cell if I'm eating healthy food.
Yeah.
But you can't do that in the mouth. See, we don't have the circulation in the mouth that we have in the rest of the body. You
Yes.
can't replace a rotten tooth with a new tooth. It just doesn't happen. But don't think that just because your tooth is rotten, that's the only place you have decay. No, you have decay in other parts of your body. It's just showing up more in the teeth because we can see it there. It's outside the body. Remember
Yes.
my lecture on ectodermal
Ectodermal.
cells?
Yes.
It is outside the body, therefore we can look at it and we can see, and we can say, oh yeah, boy, things are not good. The body's
My,
not getting the nutrition that it needs.
would you say that dentists today are remiss if they don't mention the nutritional component of
Absolutely.
a healthy mouth, and the
Absolutely.
being how it is necessary to have a healthy diet in order to have a healthy mouth?
Absolutely. Most dentists, and I don't like criticizing, but most dentists send the message that you will have a healthy mouth if you go to the dentist every 6 months and get a cleaning and a fluoride treatment and a couple of x-rays. Somehow or other, visiting the dentist every 6 months is going to give you a healthy mouth. That couldn't be any further from the truth.
Absolutely, it's a lie.
No, all that does is discover that you have not been eating well for the last 6 months, and now you've got a cavity. Part of your body is rotting away.
Yeah,
What more of a red light do you need? There's some people who take red lights and they ignore them.
that's true.
Yeah. I always use the analogy. If you're driving your car and one of your red lights comes on in your car, you have a choice. You can either take your car to the gas station and get it fixed, find out what the problem is, get it fixed, or you can take a little hammer and bang that red light so it doesn't bother you anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, which would you rather do?
And what drives people to the dentist actually is pain.
Yes. Most people, you really have to be a little crazy to enjoy sitting in a dental chair. But the truth is, it's the only place where the teeth can get repaired. So you
Okay.
have to go, but you don't wait until you're in pain. By the time you're in pain, the nerve of that tooth is what I call the holy of holies, the central part of that tooth. It's already infected.
Yes.
If you have pain, you're already past. Really almost past the point of recovery.
Isn't
It's
that
just a matter. Yeah, it's just a matter of time before that tooth dies completely and you lose it.
mm.
You
Dr.
don't
Blanche,
wait until you have pain.
what do you think of fluoride treatments or using fluoride at all?
I think fluoride, especially stannous fluoride, I think it is one of the best things in the whole world for killing rats. It's rat poison. It's just wonderful. And there's some places in this world where you really have a lot of rats. You got to get rid of them. I think stannous fluoride is really
Pause.
wonderful. Yeah.
Say more. Say more. Are you saying that that the fluoride in toothpaste is a stannous fluoride and is an elemental poison that kills rats, which is probably why it has a warning label on the toothpaste.
That's right. If you read the small print, it says, "Do not swallow."
Call the Poison Control Center. Yes, I've done a show on that.
Yeah, call the and oh my God, if a kid eats a tube of toothpaste, they're dead. They're dead. Really.
Oh my gosh,
they do cover they excuse the expression, they do cover their ass. They warned you. They told you. They warned you. They told you on the toothpaste that it had fluoride in it.
Not swallow.
Right. Do not swallow.
What kid doesn't swallow it?
What kid doesn't swallow it? They all do. And then if you look at the commercials, they show you putting the toothpaste on so much on top of the toothbrush that it swirls around, and it's just the prettiest thing you ever saw. They make it look like whipped cream.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Not.
It's not.
No, it's not whipped cream at all. You put that much in your stomach, you're going to be sick as a dog.
That's true.
You're setting yourself up for cancer. You're setting yourself up for arthritis. You're setting up for this whole list of diseases that we know is caused by stannous fluoride.
Yes. With what should we brush?
A toothbrush.
Yes. And what else?
A toothbrush.
Okay.
A toothbrush. Now, if your gums are bleeding, you need some baking soda or a little salt, or maybe even a little bit of hydrogen peroxide until the bleeding stops.
Or floss.
Brushing and flossing too. The purpose of brushing, more important than flossing, the purpose of brushing is to brush. That's why we call it brushing.
Yes.
It's not disinfecting your mouth. Don't be fooled. It's not.
Okay.
Okay. It's none of the above. It's none of the things, this Listerine kills germs, for 30 seconds, maybe? And then the rest of it is toxic. No.
Yes.
No, you just need to brush your teeth.
Yes.
And the truth is, brushing the teeth is actually secondary to, here we go, a good diet.
There you go.
Because if you're eating a good diet, you're eating lots of vegetables, you're eating lots of greens, then you've got a really good biome. You've got a good family of microorganisms in your mouth that go all the way down through your intestines. Yeah. And if you've got a good biome, you're not going to get decay. I hate to admit it, but you don't really need to brush. You got to. I mean, I know people who there's a schmutziest mouth. That's a New York term, schmutz. They have the schmutziest. Yeah, schmutz is last week's lunch.
Oh,
yes, it's still sitting on your teeth. I've seen patients with schmutz last week's lunch, and they do not get cavities. Why? Because last week's lunch was green.
Okay.
Yep. See the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. If last week's lunch was white bread, McDonald's or Twinkies or soda pop. Oh my gosh, the acid would just melt.
Speak on that on the pop.
Soda pop. Anybody who's ever taken basic chemistry in high school, now I'm not talking about chemistry in college, just basic chemistry in high school, and understand that there's enough sugar in 1 ounce of Coca-Cola has a huge amount of sugar in it, and it's refined sugar. And then some of the sodas even go further and put high fructose corn syrup.
Yes.
And then even if you go with, okay, so I'm going to drink diet soda. Well, soda still is carbonated. So
yes.
It's carbonated. It's got phosphoric acid in it. And carbonation is CO2, carbon dioxide. That's an acid also.
All day.
These are all acids that we're trying to get rid of in our body every day. It's not something you want to take in. It's something you want to get rid of.
That's right.
So people who are drinking diet soda, they think they're doing themselves a favor.
Well, yes.
They're not.
And
yes, they have less sugar in their body, but the body recognizes the artificial sugars as sugar.
That's right.
Isn't that interesting? They've done studies where people take in Splenda and all these artificial sugars, and the pancreas spits out just as much, screaming just as much insulin because tastes sweet, must be sugar. Okay,
that's another rat poison. Actually, you put that down, it'll kill a rat.
Mm-hmm.
And people,
I have to be fair. If you're a golfer, I've discovered that a large bottle of Coca-Cola or Pepsi, either one. You pour it into a bucket and you stick your golf clubs inside for just a few minutes. Oh my Lord, all the corrosion that's on your golf clubs comes off. You have the shiniest set of golf clubs ever. So stannous fluoride is good for killing rats, and soda pop is really good for taking the corrosion off your golf clubs.
And
or the wheels of your car. You could do that too.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
And rust in your toilet too.
Oh, I haven't tried that one. Okay.
People also think they're doing themselves a favor if they drink seltzer or the sparkling waters that are flavored.
No, it's a little less evil than regular soda, but it's still an acid. It's still an acid. You know, one of the most important things you can do is pick a place to live that has clean water.
That's right.
It is the most important thing. Where I live, I have clean air and clean water.
Amen to that.
Because those are the two most important things you need.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we need more of you and can't get enough of you. Everyone should run out and purchase this book, Chew on This, But Don't Swallow, a must-read guide before your next dental visit. Dr. Blanche Grube, you are certainly a gift. And once again, you have enlightened us. One of my students says, I was traumatized after I heard Dr. Blanche.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but I got to wake people up.
It's fact.
This is my mission. This is my mission in life.
So we'll see you.
Yeah, I'm awake every day because God said, okay, you have to tell them one more day.
One more day. We thank you so much for joining us once again, and we'll see you soon with another lesson on our teeth.
I can't wait. Thank you very much. I can't wait. Thank you.
That does it for me. I want to thank DJ Indy, our announcer. And I hope that you have some solid solutions to take away today regarding the health of your mouth and understanding its correlation of the teeth, the meridians, and the organs in the body, and not paying attention to it is risky business. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank IW supervising producer, Christopher Green, technical producer. I'm Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire. Always remember to let your eyes shine, cut back on the wine, get good food fast, and go easy on the greasy. Until next time, God bless you.
I love that. Go easy.